Alright, welcome to another episode of Chill Play. This is episode 4, Pantheon Rise of the Fallen. And this is part of season 1 of Into the Past. So far so good. I've been having a lot of fun. And here we go. Beautiful night here. Let's say hello and see if Vante can hear us. Vante, you there?
Hey, what's up, Draekos?
Hello, hello.
It's a good night for hunting, sir.
Yes, sir. And there's a couple of things that changed last night, so I'm gonna head over to the well and just show off some of the new gear I got.
Oh, nice.
Yes, sir. I'm feeling fancy. Feeling good about myself. It's Fashion Quest all over again.
I am at the well.
I'll see you soon, my friend.
Seems to be a quiet night, too.
Even better.
Throw some buffs around, see if I can get somebody else to do some other buffs.
Alright, I'm gonna try to stand in some good lighting here. Alright, so I got myself a new hood. I got myself these gloves right here. Shoes I already had, but pretty much I'm covered from head to toe now, and I'm looking fancy.
Nice.
Besides that, so I have all my current spells. I think I'm gonna go check and see if I can buy any more, but I am a level 5 Paladin. I have 3 bags, so I bought some bags yesterday for 8 silver each.
There you go.
Super excited about that. And yeah, have you ever seen an item called the Gadai insignia?
I have not.
So when we at that one camp that faces Thronefast, where you over the cliff, I seem to be getting a lot of drops from those bandits, and it's always something along the lines of like Gadai bolts or Gadai this, and they're like, it's all like crafting type of gear. At least that's what it says. It's like material, right? And that's the stuff that's been selling for a lot of silver. So out of curiosity, we're gonna see how much that component sells for right now. Major disappointment. So the Gadai insignia is 18 copper. Yeah, so compare that to the, I think it was the Gadai belt, which is also stackable. I think that was like 8 or, I think it was like 17 silver. It was something crazy. I might be exaggerating.
Well, hopefully we'll get a schematic to drop and we can make, whatever it is those things combine into for the bigger, better thing. That would be really fun.
Yeah. All right, well, before I start selling all my goods, I'm going to check, all these quests that I've been working on. I want to see if the any of this stuff is for a quest.
I gotta say, I don't think I've held on to a quest in a game like this as long as I've held on to this odds and ends quest. I've had this quest since day one, and I haven't finished it yet.
Yeah, it's kind of hilarious. Okay, so metal bolts. Let me see here. No, those are metal nails. Okay, yeah, so nothing I have right now has anything to do with the quest, so I'm gonna go ahead and just sell everything. Sell it all. And while we're selling, I might buy myself bag number 4, assuming I can, excuse me, assuming I can find the same guy. Also assuming I have enough money. Now, before I, assume you want to go where I want to go, did you have any thoughts on where you wanted to go tonight?
Not really. The only thing that I'm really trying to finish up for myself is the Shaman class quest. I need to kill the second cursed wolf, and I know where they are. We were actually pretty close to them last time we were on together.
Perfect.
But it's a pretty rough fight. But
well, I'm more than confident with my abilities to slay and vanquish any foe.
Sounds good to me.
I'm an uber level 5 paladin now. Greatest paladin on the entire server, bar none. There is no better paladin than Draekos.
I could agree with that.
Yep. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna declare my greatness so much that Nathan Napalm, watch out, because this paladin is coming for you. I'm gonna challenge you to a one-on-one duel, so you can see my greatness with all this patch hide armor I have and the Asherium broadsword. You just wait. I'm gonna find you and duel you, sir. Alright, so what kind of bag is this? Tattered leather rucksack. Is auction in game? Auction. Want to buy. Is that like /auction or /auc one of the options, or is it?
I don't even know. I haven't even tried. Let's see.
Oh, let's find out. Want to buy.
Oh yeah,
tattered leather rucksack. Oh, well, you have to spell out auction. You can't do auc. Silly. Want to buy tattered leather rucksack. And while I'm waiting for somebody to respond, I'm going to run around and see if that guy from yesterday is online. Because I can't remember his name, but I'll remember it if I see it.
If you have some jute, I can take some jute and make you a rucksack right now. I just need the fiber.
I do not have any jute.
Dang. I never get tired of seeing that in chat. It's Sephiroth guy saying, I dearly love both M&M and Pantheon. And it's like, that's the thing, man. It's like, these two games are not only the good titles and good standalone games for what they are, but like, for me, they're an answer that I waited years for.
Years for, dude. We've been talking about this for literally 2 decades. 2 decades, dude. Because I remember when EverQuest 2 came out, I was excited for something fresh, and then WoW, and then everything else that came after that. Never tried Vanguard.
Vanguard was definitely interesting. I really enjoyed Vanguard, and I was full into Vanguard, man. Like, I was kind of a Brad McQuaid fanboy, if you could say, because I loved his vision of what he was trying to build. And I say the word vision, it's a very old EQ joke for that one, but the thing with Vanguard was like it just didn't have the fan base, I guess you say, that was coming along with EverQuest, or maybe it did. It just didn't pick up.
Which one? Sorry, EverQuest 2?
No, Vanguard.
Oh, Vanguard. No, yeah, there was something off about Vanguard where, like, I feel like not a lot of people heard about it, or not the right people heard about it. Because here's what I don't understand: when EverQuest came out, if I remember correctly, I thought there was like 20,000 subscriptions. Like it was some stupid number where it was like a lot of people were involved in playing EverQuest, which I don't know.
But they marketed it. I mean, back then they had TV commercials and stuff for EverQuest, you know, and I remember seeing them, and not, you know, not to knock EverQuest at all, but, you know, but the marketing team did a terrible job with those commercials, but they fit very well in the 90s, so
Yep.
it is what it is. But Vanguard wasn't promoted at all, unless you were just part of the fan base that was, you know, following around Brad McQuaid and stuff. And I remember going out, I don't even remember what year it was, but I think it was 2003, maybe even 2004. Maybe, yeah, just like 2003. They did the San Diego Vanguard is what they called it. Vanguard.
Mm-hmm.
And it was basically their own little convention for the pre-release and stuff like that. And you got your hands on the game, and I got to meet Brad and met his wife at the time. And sadly, I was super excited to meet Keith Parkinson, and was going to have him autograph one of the posters, one of the EQ box art posters that I have hanging up on my wall right now, actually. And I was going to have him autograph that. But he actually had just passed away like the month before that happened. And it really, really sucked. But I met his wife, and she actually sold me a autographed copy of the Luceland box art wallpaper one that he had already signed. They didn't sell it, whatever. And I was, oh man, it was one of those amazing moments. Because I remember meeting her and shaking her hand and meeting a whole bunch of other fans like that, and it was fun. And they made quests for us to do at the convention, which was really fun. Had a great time. But yeah, they didn't do any more PR other than that, you know. And I don't think that would have stopped it from being successful, but unfortunately, it went down the same road of Variant with publishers and that type of stuff. You know, I think it would have gone a lot further with what Brad wanted to do if they had, you know, a medium like public funding that they do now.
Yeah, it's a completely different world too, and when you think about it, as far as how games are published, how games are developed, how they're advertised, expansions, you know, box sales, subscriptions, microtransactions. There's just so many things that have changed. So yeah, I'm just gonna check one more thing.
I apologize for rambling. I forgot we were on stream. I was just talking to you.
No, yeah. Don't worry about the stream. Pretend like I'm not streaming, because I'm just hanging out, and part of the workflow that I currently have is I've got it set up where I can just record what I'm doing. It uploads automatically to YouTube, and I don't need to do any editing. So me streaming is more of a convenience thing than anything else.
Yeah, I just don't want people that are watching to listen to me ramble, because I tend to be the useless fact story guy. And
Don't worry, nobody's watching.
So while I'm told that I'm a decent storyteller, I don't like to like ramble and think I'm boring people. I'm constantly paranoid when I do that.
Nah, you don't need to worry about it. I'm not here to entertain anyone but myself. And that's the honest truth. If people don't like this content, then I'm sure there's a dozen other channels they can go follow. I'm not begging for anyone to stay.
Mindbender here with the crack. Whisper of Tassir. Monitor generation rate increased by 1. Here we go, man. That's it. Game over. We got KAI. Let's do this.
All right, cool. I did not find anyone selling a bag. So I want to read, I'm going to follow you. And I want to read some of these comments, because this is really entertaining. So you run, and I'm going to read, because this is really cool. So this is before we started chatting about Vanguard. So Sephiroth said, this is in game chat, I dearly love both M and Pantheon. And then I said M is awesome. And then the next guy was like, it was serious fun, and I will 100% quit any other MMO in my library when they are out. talking about Eminem. Another person said Eminem was fun. The next person said Eminem will overtake Pantheon if they keep on the track they're on. I have a comment and disagree with that statement to a certain degree. And actually, I'll just comment on that now. I think there's a place for both Pantheon and Eminem at the same time, that they're completely different games. Moving on. He said, not even joking. Serious is a number of things, but more difficult, more stat focus. So yeah, okay, here you go. Eminem tests are more like break the game and have fun, right? So yeah, like literally everyone's... I'm so happy to see that so many people are becoming aware of Monsters and Memories. You know, because it's really amazing what they've accomplished with such a small team. I mean, for the first year, it was 2 people developing that game. For the second year, I think that number like quadrupled or something like that. And I think they were up to like 8 or 9 people by the second year. And then by the third year, which is the year we're in, it's up to like 18 to 22. And most of the people are, everyone is part-time, except for a loving robot, which, you know, Sean has the ability to do that. Scruffy Bard in the YouTube chat said Eminem is far better than Pantheon, in my opinion. Well, keep your opinion to yourself because we're playing Pantheon. I'm just teasing. I'm teasing you, Scruffy.
I think I agree with what you said earlier, Draekos. Like, to me, they're 2 completely different things. Like, yeah, of course, we're going to have comparisons to EverQuest, but I think they're 2 different products in regards to that, even in the comparison to EverQuest.
Yeah,
I
this
think
is
the
good.
iteration that we're doing right now for Pantheon is almost a recreation or re-embodiment of the expectations that we had for EverQuest 2, or even what we would think EverQuest Next could or should have been, right? And stop running, you're about to run off a cliff. And then the way that M&M is going is just EverQuest evolved into new engine, all the quality of lives are going to be there from the get-go type of stuff, yada, yada, yada. And it's more just EverQuest reimagined type of thing. Basically all the things you love about EverQuest, just all new content, which I love both ideas. I love both concepts. And I will play the crap out of both of them.
Yeah, and my my feedback is very similar. I think that they're both completely different games. I think they're inspired by a lot of the same tenets, but here's the way I've been comparing it. I've been comparing it and saying that Monsters and Memories is basically EverQuest 1.5, and Pantheon Rise of the Fallen is more akin to what EverQuest 2 or Vanguard would have been. Right.
Yep.
It's still got those classic elements, but it's going to be something else. The other difference is Monsters and Memories is going to be a low poly graphical game with modern technology from Unity, so modern lighting, modern volumetric this and that, and all that stuff. Pantheon Rise of the Fallen is going to be what I coined as, and maybe this is already a phrase or a way of describing it. What I've been calling this game is medium poly. So it's not quite high poly, and it's not low poly. I'd say it's right in the middle. It's as if somebody took a high poly game and put a pastel-ish artsy painted filter over it. And we had this discussion yesterday, and the comparisons were drawn to World of Warcraft. I completely disagree with that statement. We had a good conversation about it. I made sure I wasn't going crazy, and I did some comparisons offline between World of Warcraft and this game, and I can confirm that I am right. and anyone that disagrees with me is wrong, and that's okay, because, you know, it's okay to be wrong. But I am firmly convinced that I am right, and anyone that says looks like WoW is incorrect. As, who's that guy? Dwight? False. In my best Dwight voice, false. This does not look like World of Warcraft. But it's a fun statement to throw around, just, you know, in case like somebody hates this project, then of course that's going to be the coin term thrown around. But I really like it. I think once they get the lighting better and once they get final textures in the game and all the different races, this is going to be a very, very attractive little medium poly game. I will finish my rant with saying this. Me personally, if Monsters and Memories and Pantheon Rise and the Fallen were fully released today, I could only dedicate myself to one MMO. I would not be able to jump between the two, at least not on a regular basis. And my first choice would be Monsters and Memories, based on the experience I've had there so far. Okay, so I just pulled everyone, and I think maybe we should run. Oh, no, we can take this. We can take this. I got this. I got this. I got this. This is going to be easy. Don't you worry. I learned how to heal myself, too. Make sure that guy doesn't die, unless he's already dead.
He already released. I was trying to heal him, but he released.
Okay.
I just don't think he was going to be able to take it anyway, because I threw both hots on him and he was still going down.
Let me take this guy out because he's pissing me off running around. Get back here. He's going to end up pulling some more mobs.
Yeah. Focusing on the weaker one.
I forgot how much stronger I am now, so we should definitely be fighting with a lot more confidence moving forward.
Sounds good to me.
Like, watch this. Yoink.
Nice.
Just healed myself, and it doesn't cost me any mana or anything.
Yeah, it's using the readiness, right?
Yep, just the readiness. That's all it takes.
Oh, like a die insignia. I see it now.
Yeah, that's the thing I was talking about. Ronnie Anderson said 100%. I think that was in response to Scruffy Bard's comment about Eminem being amazing. Ronnie Anderson said, I've played both and support both, but Eminem gives more EQ1 feels than Pantheon does. Exactly. And that's exactly it. That's my opinion. It's not that there's anything wrong with Pantheon. It's just my personal preference is EverQuest. If somebody said, what would you rather play right now? EverQuest or EverQuest 2? I'd be like 1,000% EverQuest. And that, I mean, again, they're not identical games. EverQuest 2 plays different, feels different, so like that's a very bad comparison. But let's say EverQuest 1 and EverQuest 2 were more akin to each other like they originally should have been. I would still choose EverQuest, right, because of the type of game it is and the low poly graphics. I enjoy all that. Now, back to what I was saying about Eminem versus Pantheon. Based on my game play style and what I'm into, my personal interests, I'm a Monsters and Memories type of person. Pantheon is definitely fun and great, and I will dabble in it, but I won't be able to commit, hours upon hours of my valuable time to both projects. That's all. And the cool thing is, the fact that we're even going to have an option after decades of waiting for this. This is what I was talking about, the lighting. They're going to be fixing this very soon.
Yeah, that flicker. Yeah.
Yeah, that flicker. I mean, it's really hard to get lighting right. Like, super hard. We're talking about global lighting, where every single asset in the game is affected by one global light source. It's not easy. Especially
around here is supposed to be a second curse wolf. I mean, you can pull whatever you want if you want to just get some XP while we're here. But
sure.
There's supposed to be a couple of wolves wandering around. I think it's towards the house over there.
Okay. I'm down for whatever. You can go ahead and look for it. I'll just solo these and try and keep them close to you so you can get some free XP.
Well, I appreciate it. No free rides for me, though, sir.
No, it's fine.
Do my part.
It's whatever gets you your stuff faster, man. That's part of the beauty of grouping, you know.
Yep.
Plus,
I'll here by the house because I swear that's where I saw them wandering before, but I don't know if they're a nighttime mob or not. Oh, there's a guy over here. He might be clearing everything out because I'm not seeing a single mob over here. Oh, let's see. Hold still so I can click you. Level 6, like me. He wouldn't be strong enough to clear everything out. Oh, Draekos, there's these really cool goblin totems over here, man.
Oh, cool. Let's check it out.
It's marking a goblin camp that's, ooh, red to me. Okay, yeah, let's not go over there, but yeah, from the totem, that looks really cool. There's a goblin cave entrance over there.
Yeah, that looks
That's
really cool, man. I love the the points of interest that they're putting in the game.
Yeah, I really dig it. Oh, there he is, there he is, there he is.
Get him.
Second curse wolf. All right. So I'm looking for the whiskers over here, I think. He's got a bit of HP, so.
No, don't worry. I'll make quick work of him.
My poisons won't land on him.
It's alright. He's almost dead.
Throw my first hot on it. You are taking way better too, by the way.
Taking what?
I said you are tanking way better.
Yeah. I finally feel like I'm in my prime. You better not run towards the goblins.
Yeah, please don't run towards the goblins. Okay, run towards the bandits. Don't care about them. Boom, nuke. All right.
Nice.
Whiskers. Patch of wolf force, shadowed paw. Master. Oh yes. All right. Cool. All right. Master Borer will be interested in that. That's my guy. All right. But I thought that journal said whiskers. Hold on. Let me double check my thing.
Oh, there's a second curse wolf. Do we need that one?
All right. Yeah, let's pull that one too, just in case. I remember the dialogue saying something about the whiskers or whatever, the wolf. I got a paw there, and the dialogue says that's my quest item.
Okay, I just
want
pulled
to
it.
make sure. Yeah, I'm with you. Gonna go ahead and throw on the debuff, so watch the aggro. It's probably gonna hit me as soon as I throw this one on.
Oops, I used my aggro spell. I don't know why I used it.
Hey, man.
Where's he going?
Yeah.
How did you get him?
He's
What?
running.
He's already dead?
Yeah, man, we messed him up.
That's wild.
Oh, my full debuffs do some pretty decent effects.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
just don't really
say.
throw them all on at the same time because, well, one, mana, but two, also, I get aggro every time I do.
This is a chill little house. I really like the way this game looks. And like this is what I'm talking about. You see how it's like medium poly?
Yeah.
But
No,
I'm gonna
I get it,
reiterate.
man.
I am gonna use this screenshot, and I'm gonna compare it to, you know, that inn in World of Warcraft when you're in the what happened?
Ah, got a wolf on me. You're good. You're good.
So there's an inn in World of Warcraft when you first start in the human city, right outside the human city. And it's like an iconic spot where people hang out, and it's a very cozy little place. But like with the lighting and how everything is like designed, I'm sorry, but this does not look like World of Warcraft at all. It doesn't feel like World of Warcraft, doesn't look like World of Warcraft.
All right, this guy is messing me up. He's resisting everything I'm throwing at him.
Where is he at? I'm pulling him.
Only been doing melee
he's
damage
mine.
showing up, not doing anything else to him. Nothing landed. Ugh. Yeah,
Sorry
he's
about
gonna
that.
eat my lunch. No, you're good. I just didn't expect him to eat my lunch like
I
that. He
w-
resisted everything.
I was back on my soapbox. Sorry.
No, you're good. Oh,
The
I
cool
forgot.
thing about not caring about viewership is I get to say whatever I want on my streams and not care what anyone else thinks.
Hey, I'm here for it, man.
It's gonna trust me, it's gonna get fun. I'm shocked that there's I think I'm at like 260 or 70 subscribers, and I'm like I'm like, why? How? Like I wanted 50 just because YouTube has a limitation. You need at least 50 subscribers in order to go live. Because
Right.
I was asking myself, okay, it's taken like 20 hours to make a video, because these videos are long form, so they're 4 hours, 4K, and all this other stuff, and then it takes like 18 hours for YouTube to encode them. So I asked myself, here's another wolf, by the way, how can I streamline my workflow? And I was like, oh, I'll just live stream this stuff and it will get uploaded automatically, albeit in 1440. But in the process of me live streaming, somehow I got all these extra subscribers. And one thing I told myself, I was like, well, that's not going to change the way I talk. I'm still going to say what's on my mind and not care what anyone thinks. But that's the cool thing about not doing this thing for any kind of like nefarious gain or trying to make money is, it's kind of how like Sean is really. Sean's like, hey, I'm just making the game I want to play. I'm making the game that I want to make because I want a cool world to hang out in. And there's going to be stuff that you don't like about my game. And that's okay. Go play another game. I was like, yes, that's my guy. Now, I'm
Yeah,
paraphrasing him, so don't quote, like, you know what I mean? But
I
Sean,
agree with you completely, though. That's the thing. Is like that's the difference in like well, that attitude is what made me enjoy it. The concept of what he was trying to put together and why he's making it the way he is. But also on top of that, like that's a yellow snake right there. As I'm trying to get this ore without upsetting him. But also like one of the key features I think why I passionately love Monster Memories a little bit more than Pantheon or any other projects similar to it is the fact that we've been part of the process for the better part of a year now.
yeah,
And what I mean by that is like I've taken part personally. Like Sean knows my name because we've gotten in arguments over how is he not aggroing you because
he's bugged.
Okay.
There's a lot of mobs that are bugged right now.
All right, I was gonna say he's calling yellow to me, and he says he wants to eat me. But yeah, like I've gotten into arguments and debates with Sean about this, that feature, whatever, or this mechanic, whatever, and I love that he entertains that type of stuff in the design process. And I don't know if you ever participated in some of his streams early last year, but
Nope.
he would just open up WordPad, and
Yes, he did that on the last stream. He did it with crafting. He's like, yep, go ahead.
Ah, dude, I love it when he does that type of stuff. We've done it on so many things. Like, he's like, all right, today we're going to talk about, like you said, like we're talking about crafting, like, how should fishing work or whatever, da 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 da. And then, like, if you have a good idea, he jots it down,
Yep.
and that's something that him and his design team talk about. And he puts your name in there as credit and stuff like that. And he's got my name in there a few times for some really cool stuff. And then there's their like different things he's already implemented and wants to add and all that type of stuff. And I love that we're part of the process. Like that is amazing.
Yeah, and he's not like holier than thou,
Right. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Didn't. What? I thought I was pulling him, but just leave him alone.
I'm just gonna throw him a heal to be a nice guy as apology, and that's it.
All right, perfect. So where do you want? So there's another guy coming here.
Yeah. So I think I have my thing. So let's do the undead.
Okay, let's do it. I'm down.
All right. Run back or stuck back?
Let's run.
All right.
Just for now.
So I'm not opposed to running, but
I'm still enjoying.
Camped.
I'm still enjoying the views. So
yeah.
Trying to get as
things
much.
Like Sean's doing for Monster Memories, but I know his Pantheon's doing a good job of it here. Is the
wait, that's cool.
rendering distance and stuff.
Hold on, I want to see this this lion bridge. I would never notice that.
Oh, over to the northeast.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, this game looks exactly like World of Warcraft. Look at that, man. That does not look. Oh, hold on. Before I say anything else, where's Sergeant Dodger? Dodger, I'm not talking about you. I hope you know that. If you're listening to this, I am not talking about you because you and I talked about it last night. There's other people commenting on Pantheon videos saying it looks like World of Warcraft. So please, if you're listening to this, Dodger, I'm not talking about you. You and I are buddies. You and I are friends. You and I have great conversations. This is not directed at you. So now I'm going to resume with my rant. Oh, look at this. This looks like World of Warcraft. This looks nothing like World of Warcraft. This looks awesome, dude. All right, let's keep running.
I mean, I'll end that debate right now by saying fingers. Our characters have fingers.
Really? Let me see. Oh, wow. She does have fingers. Look at that.
Yeah. WoW characters do not have fingers.
Yeah.
Even the ones that should have fingers, like the ones that are really well detailed characters, like the Blood Elves, like that, don't have fingers. So.
Yeah. This definitely looks better than World of Warcraft.
Yeah, it's a similar art style, as in
like pastel.
You know, it's well, I was gonna say like somewhere in between realism and cartoony.
Yep.
But you know, Warcraft's like full on cartoony.
I'm you know what, I'm gonna be honest. So like when Pantheon was being developed with the previous art style, I thought the graphics were good, but it didn't feel like, okay, you know how like EverQuest has a feel about it. Like I'm like, oh yeah, that's EverQuest. Like nothing. It's got a very unique look. It's got an identity, right?
Yeah.
One of the things I didn't like about EverQuest 2 is I felt like it lost that identity. The graphics were nicer for the time. I was like, wow, these are like, you know, bleeding edge graphics. You know, I remember when it just came out, they were really going for like that bleeding edge look. Albeit it turned out to be pretty empty and not a lot of point of interest in some of the places. But in the beginning,
a long point of interest.
Yeah, like when I first played it, that's one thing I noticed about the game. I was like, you know, I'd run for a ridiculously long amount of time before I saw anything noteworthy.
There's just a lot of the design choices in EQ2 I felt were like out of spite. You know, like you wanted to bring players from EQ1 over, you should have had like all the entry zone POIs being, you know, nostalgic throwbacks to EQ1. You know, where's the EC tunnel? You know, where's Befallen? All that type of stuff. And it's just they didn't do it.
They didn't do it. It didn't feel like EverQuest. But so what I'm saying is like with the previous art style, I didn't feel like, oh yeah, that's Pantheon's identity right there, right? Like in my personal opinion, I feel, did that tree just fall? What the heck? Oh, I forgot.
Yeah,
you
they're
can chop down trees. It just didn't feel like, oh yeah, those graphics. Every time I see a screenshot of Pantheon, I know that's Pantheon. Like it didn't feel that way. Now, I feel like it has an identity. It's got a unique personal identity. I can't think of any other MMO that looks quite like this one. It's got a very unique art style that's its own. It owns this. You know what I mean? This is theirs. Yeah, it's cool. And again, it's not for everyone, and I don't really care. But it's definitely for me. I like it.
I know we're going to touch on a very sensitive subject for a lot of EverQuest fans on this, but like I'm actually a big fan of the alternate models.
How dare you?
I know I'm triggering so many people.
No, which models? The Luceland ones?
Yeah. But the irony of it is, it was the same thing for me in EverQuest 2. I wasn't a big fan of like the hyper realism, you know, facial stuff and all that type of stuff they were doing. Neat technology, definitely neat concepts. Don't get me wrong, but I wasn't a big fan. And I remember they hired that temporary team they had that redid the models for EQ2, doing the Soga models, and I don't for life remember what that was called, what the acronym for that was called, but like I really enjoyed, to the left here, I really enjoyed those models better. And it was funny because it was like just the same thing as EverQuest 2. It was like the second run of the models was the ones I enjoyed. But I don't know. I don't want the game to be hyper realistic.
No,
You know,
I'm trying
I
to
want the game
escape
to
reality
kinda,
by playing a video game, not, you know.
oh crap, it is on you. No, I don't know. I just don't want hyperrealism.
I used to
And
want hyperrealism. Like I remember in the early 2000s, I would I would be like, man, I can't wait for the day when video games are like the same fidelity as real life. Like can't wait to see that in my lifetime. And I've officially seen it, like with the Unreal Engine and all that stuff, and to be honest, I'm not impressed. There's so many Unreal games now, and not like it's cool to watch a video about them and be like, oh wow, that's some cool B-roll, but like I'm not running to play the
now,
game, you know.
my question to you is though, do you think it is a subsued feeling of the experience of the Unreal Engine now because of how often you see it? Do you think if you saw it less often in the market that it might be a little more special?
I think if I saw it less in the market, it would be a little special. But I would even say that now that it's part of it, I think for me is that now that I have access to it, I'm just like I realize that that's not really what I wanted. I wanted it because it's cool. Like for example, I like to play Flight Simulator, maxed out, ultra graphics, right? Because
Right.
I want to fly an F-16 over my hometown, and I want to be able to see the roads, the clouds, and just fly up in the sky and get into the atmosphere, get out of the atmosphere and just do wild stuff and do that. In that context, yes, I definitely want those ultra realistic Unreal graphics. Hold on one sec. But when it comes to my MMO experience, I mean, I've looked into it, and I'm kind of drawn. I'm not impressed. I don't know. Like Ashes of Creation, I think is gonna look really cool and really amazing, and I'll definitely dabble in that a little bit. The only thing that's concerning about Ashes of Creation, and I'm sure they're gonna fix this, but when I see them play, I don't see like a lot of points of interest. Like I see beautiful forests and beautiful landscapes, but hopefully they actually put point of interest every few, within the line of sight of each other. Because if they don't do that, then it's basically just a forest simulator, running from, or
There was
a biome simulator,
there was a feature in Guild Wars 2 I thought was really interesting, and they added it part of their like collection exploration mechanics and stuff, like quest journal stuff. And it was vista points, and it was basically somewhere in the map, you would discover this place that's really beautiful, and it was a vista point, and it was just something you would collect. They have certain amounts of them in the zones, and you'd go collect those, and you get some XP bonus or whatever it was for doing all of them in the zone or something like that. But they were really, really good. And when you interacted with the vista point, point of interest marker, which I'm not really sure that that was a thing, but when you would interact with it, it would zoom the camera out and give you a broader angle and rotate the camera for you and all that type of stuff. And like that was really neat, and you could do so much more with that type of thing,
Yeah.
and especially with the stuff you're trying to like when you're talking about like being able to see the sceneries and things like that. Like that'd be really cool. But I don't like the execution. I don't want to go up to a marker and then it triggers that thing. I want to be able to do like I told you about the game Journey to Savage Planet and their camera system where you can do poses and that type of stuff, but they had a free camera. Like I want us to find a really cool place that looks beautiful to us, and then we're able to hit a free camera and move it and position it however far away, whatever, and change the lighting and take really awesome, scenery pictures and stuff with the characters. To me, that'd be really neat.
I think I just realized that there's a skill I haven't been using this whole time through this entire playthrough. Yeah.
Oh.
Like it's a sword ability. It's hilarious. So there's heavy slash and then there's cross slash. A two-fold attack that deals 50% weapon damage per strike, bypassing 15% of the target's armor class. Okay. All right, I'm ready. I'll start pulling.
It's got armor pin on it, huh? Nice.
I'm gonna try the shock undead thing. I don't even know what Shock Undead does, so I need to look into that.
I'm just gonna debuff AC. I think should be sufficient.
Okay, that was...
currently smell you.
Oh, I forgot to heal myself.
Put a hot on you, you're good. The way you're tanking, I'm just kind of letting you get to 50% before I put a hot on you.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. Any decent loot here? Tarnished longsword. So how do you want to split up the loot? Do you want to like every other mob? We'll just...
yeah, just round robin it. You're fine.
Okay,
Go and get that one, I'll get the next one.
Cool.
If you see anything interesting or an upgrade, we just holler out.
And let me see. Brittle Bone Caster. He's yellow. So these are casters, right?
I would assume Caster's in the name. I'm assuming he's going to cast some spells.
Alright, I'm pulling and chasing him back. I mean, running him back.
Drop his AC. He is nuking you good, dude.
Yep.
Gonna double hot you. There you go. He's double dotted.
Alright, I need to see what this spell does. So, Shock Undead, rack an undead target with celestial lightning, dealing divine damage and generating 50% wrath. Okay. Cool. As a little test, I'm gonna... Okay, so as of the beginning of this stream, I have 261 subscribers. And I want to see how many subscribers I can lose in one stream from all the controversial topics that I brought up today. Let me write this down. Hold on. So I started with 261. We're going to see how much I can lower that by the end of the stream. I'm a wild boy. Oh gosh. This is less of a chill play. I should call this stream no chill play. Oh gosh. Oh, we're having fun tonight, boys. All right. There's one right there. Oh wait, can I pull him? Oh, I can pull him. Nice. So I can. It's an actual spell. That's dope. I love the way this class plays, man.
Classes do feel good.
Oh, they do.
As far as like what I'm used to for, you know, what I expect a EverQuest shaman that type of thing to be is definitely different. It's definitely different. But
yeah.
it still feels good.
And my friend Dodger, I mean, he's right about one thing. The UI does remind me of World of Warcraft. Like if you look it does have a lot of similarities to that. And you know, when me and him were talking about it, he did specify that, like, you know, he's talking about like what the UI looks like. So, you know, he brings up a very good point there.
Let me trade you that simple club I got for that recipe fragment you just picked up. I've been collecting those and making a little personal journal.
You want to do what to me?
I want to trade you this club that I looted earlier for that recipe fragment you just picked up.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. I should have. Here, let's try this again. So, recipe fragment. Recipe fragment. There you go.
Perfect. Thank you, sir.
So the ragged. So, I'm gonna I'm putting a robe on myself because it's better than what I currently have.
Really?
Yeah. I've been wearing a ragged shirt this whole time.
I thought we looted a decent shirt from the Godiah people, didn't we?
No, I don't think it was a shirt. Could be wrong. All right, I'm gonna try to pull this one and try. I think it's gonna pull two, but just worst case scenario, we'll run.
Mine was okay on the one, so we should be okay.
Oh wow, he hit me for 52, boys. That's nuts. The thing I like about Undead is they don't run, so there's no risk of getting too many ads. No, I'll definitely pull 2, but they're both skellies. Yeah, we're gonna go for it. Wait, I'm diseased. Okay.
Yeah, it should be going away here soon. Get
Oh,
my
it's
mana up real
bugged.
quick.
He's bugged, so there should only be one that comes.
Sounds good.
Oh, this is the whole thing about it getting dark. That's crazy. Is this one bugged too? Oh, they're both bugged. Okay, so I got a bone caster on me. I'm gonna run him out.
That nuke, man.
This one's a yellow. Nice.
Going down all the same.
Come on, fall. Stitch cloth belt.
Definitely took all my mana though.
Yeah, we can met up. We should probably sit a little bit back, right? I think a couple spawn right here.
Oh yeah, you're right.
It's all right. You'll get used to it. I'm always right. It's at least that's what I tell my wife.
Four more in there.
I'm just kidding.
Not all of them are bugged. Hey, if you tell your wife that and get away with it,
I'm a brave man. Right?
Yeah, you're a very brave man. I'm right very often with her as well, but I am never allowed to say so.
Oh, if for any people that are in the process of getting married, it's not a joke. Like, you got 2 married men right here, and we're telling you that your life will be much easier if you just agree with your wife and just she's always right.
Yep.
And even if she's not right, do what you were going to do anyways, but just at least say that she was right.
Mm-hmm.
It'll make your life a lot easier.
It won't make you feel any better, but it will make your life easier.
It will make your life easier. And you know what? Sometimes it's also about practicing. Like, okay, so I'm a very traditional, old-fashioned, hold on. Zabootify said, getting late for me. Have a good night, gents. Hey, have a wonderful night, and thank you for saying hello, Zabootify. I love that name. But yeah, I mean, I just, what was I saying? It took me a while to learn it, though. Like, I remember in the beginning of my message, I used to always try to be like, well, I know I'm right, so I'm gonna like prove the point that I'm right. But it doesn't make sense to do that. If anything, what I was about to say is I come from more of a traditional background where, like, I'm, the man of the house. I need to take care of the family. You know what I mean? She can have a job if she wants to, because, I encourage her creative path. But ultimately, if she wants to stay home, go for it. Like, dude, be a homemaker. Like, that's the hardest job in the world. Trying to build a home, take care of kids, homeschooling, the whole 9 yards. Which is, by the way, what she chose to do. Yeah. But even with that being said, just because I am the man of the house doesn't mean I need to lord over her. Doesn't mean I need to show my, myself as always being right. If anything, a part of being a man is knowing when to submit to your wife, as a form of love and caring to her, making her feel special, and it took me a long time to realize that that's the right way to do things. So we're probably gonna die. I didn't see the other skeleton.
Oh, crap.
It's okay.
You have lay hands ready, right?
I have lay hands on you.
Right.
I don't think this is gonna work.
I got some help. You want to add him to group?
Let's add him to group. Yep. The more the merrier. Thank you for the heals.
Yep.
But with everything I just said, every marriage and every dynamic is different, you know? So, you know.
Yeah, sorry, my role there took over my thought process. I was going to say, like, you know, just spin off what you were saying is, I feel like being in a relationship with a woman, you know, where your definitive roles are pretty straightforward with, you know, man, woman, yada, yada, yada. I think a part of being a married man is knowing when to be a man and when to not act like a man.
Hey, that was a good. When to be a man and when not to act like a man. Meaning not like, when just like to be, to listen, you know, and be that shoulder to cry on, I guess, for lack of a better corny term. He's dying.
He's not gonna die. He keeps running away, getting nuked. I got him.
Cool.
One skeleton down.
One. It's getting pretty sweaty, boys.
One skeleton's about to be down. I just got nuked pretty hard.
You did? Okay.
Yep, I'm getting nailed.
I'm pulling him to myself.
I'll put a hot on myself.
I just threw you a heal. Oops.
Putting a heal on you.
Putting a heal on myself.
Second hot on you. Full recovery, and that's my mana.
Okay.
Mostly.
That's no problem. I still got heals. Oops. Group will, oops, all caps. Welcome. Loot is round robin.
Let's see, I picked up some gloves. Simple hand wrap. Oh, it's weapons, not gloves. Crap.
All right, I'm gonna pull.
Is there anything left in there to pull?
We're about to find out.
The like old guy
Yep.
got everything. You got one to the back.
Coming.
Single hot on you.
All right, there's another one I'm pulling.
I'm gonna meet up with you for the pull just to make it easier on you.
Sure. Is the other guy behind us?
Yeah.
Oh, Diamond Fang.
Yep, focus. We'll just burn down the bonecaster.
Okay.
Oof, that nuke, man. I got you. Debuff on the bonecaster.
Huh?
Now debuff on the snake.
Yeah, we should have just stuck to the Bonecaster.
I got heals.
All right, got him. Save your mana, don't heal him. It's free for me.
I got the snake stuff. Skin the snake. My Bunkcaster loot's probably yours. He's not really seen to be after loot.
Cool by me. I'll take everything I can grab. Being the hoarder that I am.
I'll take a second to med. Won't take me long.
No problem.
I think we're out of spawns anyway.
Yep, we sure are. Oh, I wanted to take some photos of this place. Yeah, this thing is so cool. I want to make it dark again. This is very interesting. This is another good type of screenshot to compare side by side against World of Warcraft. Sorry that I haven't let it go yet, but I mean it's it really is. It made me curious because I'm like, well, hold on, let me make sure I'm not wrong, because I'm one of those people that I always want, if I have an opinion on something, it's usually because I've already done my research and I know I'm right. But I'm always ready to be proven wrong. But, so anyways. Yeah, this looks so cool. This is such a cool screenshot. Well, we actually should probably take a photo by it.
Sounds good to me.
If I can get the right angle. We might have to stand a little
up
higher.
the hill.
Yeah. Right there, and then face this way.
Oh boy, I brought something.
Okay.
Make it quick.
Yep, I got it. All right, we're good. Sorry. We'll do another one later.
Sounds good.
Hey, Monk Beans. Monk Beans said, yo. Yo to you. Looks like we're about to start getting these respawning.
Looks like it. Yep, spawns out front.
Okay, I'm coming.
I think the next spawn should be right here under the tree, if I remember right.
There's one right here.
That's still the bugged one, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it is.
There's some more up the hill.
Okay.
Cogs was saying. Yeah.
So, is he also a paladin? Oh, he's a dire lord.
He's a dire lord, yeah.
Interesting. Oh wow, there's a lot up here. I didn't even see this.
There he is up there too.
Oh, I didn't see.
Can't- Cannot tank as well as you can. I don't know if that shield makes that much of a difference, but you're eating his face. skeleton real quick. Get back on this one. There we go.
I think we're okay to pull.
Oh, dude, there's a cave. I think it's an undead cave.
Nice.
I miss our rogue.
I miss our rogue too. Monk Bean said
we need
just
the deeps.
Monk Bean said just catching up on the stream. Sorry I missed out tonight. I'm really tempted to hop on, but I should probably get my beauty rest. Absolutely. Let's pull this guy over here. Because that guy is paddling. Nice. I got a snake on me.
Yep. I'm gonna burn down the bone caster.
Oops, I didn't mean to loot during the fight. Alright, med up.
Ooh, Alchemy Fundamentals number 31. Would you like to trade another weapon for that one, sir?
Oh. Yeah, of course. Let's see. I'm not paying attention to what I'm looting, so you can have whatever you need.
Thank you, thank you.
I made up my mind that I'm not going to do any crafting or anything during my 7-day playtest. Or is it 5-day?
So, like, my job is highly, like, based in data analytics and things like that. So, like, I'm a data hoarder. So I use Obsidian to collect, you know, notes and stuff for video games and whatnot. And I'm constantly tabbing over and putting in an entry for like whatever I'm finding. Like right now, I'm just typing in the Alchemy Fundamentals, page 31, and putting in there what the combination it's mentioning, just to have it, for later on.
Nice.
I did the same thing in Monsters and Memories too. I have a quest series in there that I discovered along with maybe 2 or 3 other people about how to get a bag early game.
That's useful.
It is very useful.
The way I was getting bags in the early game is doing like little quests here and there.
Yeah, I found a particular NPC that you can do a simple, turn in quest type of thing, go kill, get XP, turn it in type of thing. And he rewards you with, basic cloth, or I think it's leather armor. Basic, low level armor. This is definitely early levels type of stuff. So it helps you get filled out for leather, and then he also has a percentile of unknown amount. I'd say it's pretty low, but it is a percentile that's noticeable, to give you a bag. And that's how I got my bags in M&M. That type of stuff, like that's invaluable information to me early game.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, he's still 5. Look, Beans, he's still 5, but we're working on 6. But it is a grind. So.
Yeah. Monk Bean said, "Are you still level 5, Draekos, or did you ding 6?" Well, exactly what Vante just said. Still level 5. I'm reading off the chat just for the people that are too lazy to have the chat open while they're rewatching this. Because that's how I am. I'm usually, if I'm watching a restream of something, I'm not reading the chat. Oh, what the heck did he just do?
I have no idea.
I think then he's like running in circles like it's gonna help. This is cute.
Oh God.
Yeah, wanna run?
Yeah,
let's go.
I'm throwing a hot on him. Let's get out of here. Wishing him the best of luck. Oh my God, it sounds like a horde, a bag of bones right behind me.
Oh gosh. Oh my gosh, there you are.
I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping. We go to the other side of the guards and give them at least two waves of guards.
Alright, it looks like they got him. They're all heading back. Do you think we have time to heal him? Or is he dead? It looks like he's
I don't
alive.
know if he made it out.
Oh no, he probably died.
Yeah, he's way over there. He's dead, yeah.
Okay.
He died.
I'm gonna sell really quick. Or do you think that's about... No, we can keep going.
I got bag space, but if we're gonna wait for him coming back, we could sell. Just right there.
Okay, yeah. I'm running out of bag space. And plus it's a sunset, so it's time for some more B-roll.
Right there on the side of the bridge would be a great spot for a general merchant.
Yep, I agree. Right in this building right here.
Yep.
Or any one of these buildings, really.
Nifty blue light we got going on here. Alright.
The other reason why I'm doing so much B-roll is it's not like I'm gonna make a bunch of videos after this using this B-roll, but I could. It's really because a lot of the streams I watch, all I ever see is like a top-down view of them grinding mobs, and I just get so bored. And I intend on watching these in the future, you know? And I don't want to be bored looking at the ground like this, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I want to get it. It has to be like cinematic. If I, you know, I've said this a lot of times, but you know, if I intend to rewatch it. Okay, so spool of rope. It looks like I got some stuff here. Okay, yes. Keep the spool of rope. And looks like everything else I can just sell it. To be honest, we were kind of crushing it solo.
Yeah, just the two of us.
I mean, it's all about communication, you know. I was kind of like the dedicated puller, and then that changed. So, pulling is what I do. You know, as a druid, I'm so used to pulling that I'm always happy to like volunteer.
You're talking to a EverQuest Bard main, sir.
Yep. And
My favorite classes for their utility, but also just I really enjoyed pulling. Really? Wow. This guy's name is Vante.
uh-oh.
I have had issues with that over time. People using my name or some iteration of my name.
So there's a tarnished ham. No, never mind. I was going to say the tarnished hammer is close to the same, but it looks like the Asherian was definitely better.
It should be leaps better.
Oh, did you hear that they're getting rid of the lantern belt?
Really?
Yeah.
Well, we better figure out how to make the other ones.
Well, they're getting rid of it for now because they're about to rework the lighting to where it's going to be, the nighttime is going to be more manageable, and they're going to make the torches better. So basically, let me see if I can summarize the Q&A. Somebody asked about lighting. Are there any new light sources incoming? And Joppa pretty much explained that they are going to fix with the lighting pass that they're working on. They're going to... Oh my gosh, did I just sell my... Oh gosh, hold on. This is what I get from multitasking. But they're going to fix the lighting where nighttime is still going to be dark, but it's going to be a lot more manageable unless like you're standing in the shadows. Torches are going to provide more light. But torches can only be used in an offhand. So the idea is, instead of everybody having a torch, you know, there might be one person that's carrying a torch for the whole group, but it's going to give a lot more illumination. And they want to see how that works out, because they don't want to see a whole bunch of people with lighting, you know, because it's just going to oversaturate or overexpose everything. So anyways, they said they're going to bring all these stuff back, all these things back, but for the sake of testing, they're going to increase the overall light of the world so it's not too dark. They're going to limit how many light sources we can have during this testing phase, and then as they dial in more and more, they're going to bring back the other sources of light. That's essentially what they said.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not like a rest in peace to alternative light sources.
Not yet, anyway.
Not yet, anyways. Oh, it looks like did they already get rid of it? Oh no, it still works. Let me know when you're finished. I'm gonna do a quick bio break. I'll be right back.
Alrighty.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to take my dog out.
Oh, you're good. I decided to go turn in the class quest I run. Turns out that piece was what I needed.
Okay. Is the other guy still in the group?
He is. He's doing a little bit of running around and a lot of talking in group chat, but or in out of character chat, but
Okay.
he's still with us.
Oh, Dodger. Dodger just joined the conversation. Yeah, still hoping to run my little adventure. Just got heard all the adventures in the same place at the same time. Oh, I missed all his messages. Hold on. Okay. I'm gonna hold on. I'll catch up in a second. All right, let me catch up on this chat here. So, Monk Bean said, "Don't leave me in the dust." Don't worry, Monk. We're not gonna gain too many levels. Monk Bean said, "Monk pulls are OP." Yep, they sure are. Dodger said he's ignoring you, Monk. Dodger said, "Jealous probably." Monk Bean said, "Ha, nah. They're just busy soaking it all in. I'm the jealous one because I sat out tonight." How you doing, Dodger? What level is the Necro? Dodger said, "Still 29. Got a little XP. I lost a little XP. I try to find a balance in the forest." Monk Bean said, "Oh, the grind is brutal, isn't it?" Oh man. Dodger said, "Yeah, still hoping to run my little adventure. Just got heard all the adventures in the same place at the same time." Yeah, Dodger, I hope you finally get a chance to. I know you've been trying to do that one adventure with the squad. Monk said, "I haven't been playing too much lately. Been trying to spend as much time as I can in Pantheon as I can before the test is up, but have been itching to get back to Norath. I'm so close to 47." And I completely agree. I can't wait to get back to Norath, but as long as we can be in Terminus, I'm looking forward to this. And then Dodger said, "My corpse is still rotting in SK. I rage quit last night." Oof. Okay. No rage quitting allowed. And then Dodger, I don't know if you were here for our earlier conversation, because we were talking about some graphics things. But just in case you rewatch the stream, I'm giving you a disclaimer right now. It was not in reference to anything you said the other night, but some comments that were made in the YouTube comments that I was addressing. So just want to make sure if you listen to it, don't think that, oh, he's talking about me. It's like, no, I wasn't talking about you. Monk Bean said, "Dodger, you gotta hit up the guild chat and see if someone can res you. We're very helpful guild. Gotta make friends and life will be much smoother." Yeah, that's my feedback. About the whole rage quitting thing. You should never have to rage quit, because that's the whole point of having multiple tools for different problems, right? Like, you got a hammer for a nail, you got a drill for a screw. Like, for every problem, there's a solution. So, like, even if you get killed in the deepest, darkest dungeon in EverQuest and you end up losing XP, there's a counter solution to that, right? Don't get me wrong, there's times when I get upset if something keeps going wrong, but you know, it's still, at the end of the day, if it's a game, it just needs to be an enjoyable experience. I wonder how that guy got that light source. Is he like an enchanter?
Is it like a blue
Dodger
orb?
said, "Sure." I rage quit because that was the death. That was the death in an hour. I wasn't feeling another corpse run. Oh, I understand. Second death in an hour. Yeah. No. And you know, to your point about dying too, it's like if you catch yourself continuously dying, you know, it might be time to switch up the strategy. I know I'm being Captain Obvious, but you know.
And sometimes when you're feeling too, it's a good time. Like it's usually a good time to say it's time to take a little break.
Yep.
Play something else. You know, find something that's fun to do.
I
Come
remember.
back to it.
I remember when I was hunting the otters as a druid, and they're not called otters, but they look like otters, and I kept messing up my pulls, and I felt like I was starting to get upset, and I basically said, you know what? I can't let a video game upset me, because that defeats the whole purpose of playing a video game. And I basically went and did some other things, and what's amazing about it is that it opened up on a completely different adventure. I met like a really cool person in the process, which Monk Beans knows the person. His name is Gafar, and it took me on a completely different like trajectory for the night. And I realized, I was like, you know what? If I just kept grinding through the deaths, I wouldn't have met this amazing person. But because I made the conscious decision to say, maybe the universe of Norath is trying to pull me in a different direction. Like, you know, I'm not trying to get like all like spiritual. That's not what I'm doing. But it's like sometimes even the video game is telling you, go do something else, right? Doesn't mean you need to leave the game, but go work on this or that. And that's what I love about MMOs, that, you know, grinding mobs is only a very small portion of the MMO experience. There's so much more that can be done in these massive worlds. Monk Bean said, for real, man, hit up Jaladian, Clarinic, Twisty, etc. there. Gladly hook you up with a res, my man. I might need to get in a guild too, just because, you know, as a druid, I don't die very often, but when I die, it's usually pretty intense. I think on my my level 57 druid, I got to a point where I would die a couple times between like level 0 to 20, and then I went for like a good 30 levels without dying. Like maybe, and when I say without dying, I mean like maybe I'd die like once or twice. But when I did die, it was freaking brutal. It was brutal. Like I remember I was in lower Guck, and I didn't know how to get my corpse at all. And a necro ended up rezzing me, which I think they have like a special ability to do it. Dodger said, yep.
Coffin.
Yep. Dodger said, yep, more editing. This darn Elite video, it's taken forever, almost 10 hours of video. Oh, yeah. Editing is brutal, dude. Especially with games, we talked about this the other night, but especially with games like Elite Dangerous, because there's so much dead space. Oh, hey, Vante. That you need to cut out. The quote-unquote boring stuff, right? But I'm sure it's going to turn out great. Ronnie said, I only rage quit if someone keeps failing even though the group is telling the person how to do it. That in the long run for me is painful, and I'd rather find a new group or log out. Yeah, I agree. It's when you group with the wrong group of people, it can be very frustrating when people don't take advice and don't listen. They're basically not being a team player. They're doing whatever they feel they should be doing. Alright, I gotta focus on this. Sorry about that, Vante. I know me talking to other people is distracting too. Hopefully not too distracting.
You're good, dude. So I am not worried about it at all. We are just having a chill time.
That's why I like hanging out with you, man. Always a pleasure. I'm so happy that we reconnected too, because before I even made this YouTube channel, or was it before? It was beforehand, right? Or was it when I started doing it?
Yeah, it's right when you started.
It's right when I started.
Right after that last M&M playtest.
Yeah. So like you were around when there was like only like 10 subscribers.
Yep.
Yeah. And then we connected on Discord, and that's before I even had a Discord channel. And yeah, I'm glad that here we are grouping. You know what I mean? So Pantheon brought us back together. Dodger said, I will ask Monk, thanks. Ronnie said, very important is to find like-minded people to play with that has the same quote-unquote goals. Yep, agree with you. Monk Bean said, 100% Draekos grinding is trivial and there's so much more to do. Can't get blinders on and get stuck on a single task. At Draekos, you're 1,000% welcome in our guild. We'd love to have you, brother. I appreciate that, Monk. Thank you. Same goes to you, Vante. Hey, look, maybe we'll just join them.
I gotta catch up to you guys in a long waiting for him.
And then he said, I'm going to hop off, fellas. Hope you guys enjoy Pantheon. Let's catch up tomorrow. Monk, always a pleasure. Have a wonderful night, man. Well, no, it's... What level are you in Quorum?
So I just restarted with the nephews, and so my shaman that I'm maining now to play with them. Ooh, I haven't seen
He's
this yet.
orange.
Yeah, I have not seen this guy yet.
Okay, I'll be ready for the heals.
Yep, I'm debuffing best I can. He's resisting it.
It's okay. We're just gonna keep fighting it until we die.
Well, one of them landed, reduced his hit rating.
As long as we don't get any ads, we'll be okay.
I have enough mana to put it in the hot on there, so I'm just waiting for the first one to fade. Next hot coming up.
Oh, great. We have an ad.
If we don't move, he won't aggro. Seems to be working. Never mind.
Just keep on grinding it.
Got a dot on him. Oh, of course he's gonna run.
He better not run towards the guards, man. Okay,
Yeah,
let's
got him.
Let's do this. Let's do this, boys.
You still have a hot on you, but do you have to heal yourself if you need to?
I'm healing, no problem. I'm just gonna spam heal myself. Wait, hold on. Did that rat have no loot on it?
Not that I could tell.
Oh man,
I didn't get a chance to look at it.
that's ridiculous, dude. I thought that was gonna be like a secret mob that like,
First ones to discover, yeah.
yeah, that they
That
put
would
in
be
there.
Cool. Yeah, just despawns, I guess, no loot at all. Or wait, no, you got the rat blood and rat fur. So yeah, no special loot, but yeah. Let's get him and see if we get anything.
Oh boy. That was fun though.
Yeah, we held up.
Yeah. No, and the best part is I'm halfway to level 6. So we were talking about how far along you are. So before you even say anything, I'm only level 14.
Oh, well, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am 9 as a shaman, and then I have a level 12 mage.
Yep.
But the mage was what I was doing, just kind of solo, whatever. But the shaman's what I'm going to main to play with the nephews, the boys.
Okay.
And they're a rogue and paladin, so it's kind of a good mix, I figure, for those three, or for the 3 combo.
Nice. Yeah, because I basically only log on after the wife and kids are in bed. So like I can't do all day sessions. What I do sometimes is if I'm working, I'll have, my laptop or something like that, and I'll just do like a boring mob grind, where it doesn't require me.
I don't think much or do. Yeah.
Exactly. But besides that, it's quick picture.
Yep. It's a good time for it. Good lighting.
Yep.
Great picture of a skill is coming right up behind us right as we're doing it.
Hold on. Let me fix myself. I gotta stand right here next to you. There it is. Trying to get the right angle. I think that's gonna suffice. Kind of wanted to get the sky too. Alright, whatever. I'm ready to pull.
Alright, I'm ready. Wait, let me rebuff. Hold on.
Yep.
Let's go take some mana.
God just said, where's your selfie stick? I think hopefully the Pantheon or VR adds some more camera features, because there's technically a hotkey that says F12 free camera.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
So they might be adding some additional stuff.
Oh no, it's that dude.
Okay, so we've got two. I'm gonna take out the caster first. And
Double hotting in.
Yep. Is he aggroing you?
No.
Oh, they're both aggroing you.
They're both on you to me.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was looking at it the wrong way.
That dude says, "Do you need a pally?" Nah, no thanks. I got one. That would be rude. That's usually what I do. I end up not saying anything because I was like, I don't want to be rude, but I think you just think it's something to say.
I think we're pretty good the way we are right now, as far as like XP and everything.
Yeah, I agree. Not really gonna get in their way either. Like, there's plenty of spawns between the upper area and then here.
I mean, okay, what level are they? So he's 5, he's 2. Yeah, that's not gonna work. I think I'll do this picture instead. I'm thinking about the thumbnail. Stand on
right.
the other side of me, or yeah, stand right there. That's pretty ominous. I like that. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. Stand to the right of me actually, because I'm trying to get like the other right. Sorry. and come closer. And a little bit further away from me. Yep. And then closer so it's more even. Hold on. There. Sorry. I do a little bit of photography in real life, so so stand away so my shield isn't blocking you. Like strafe. There you go, like that. Okay, right there. That's perfect. That's perfect. And I'm gonna back up so I have a few options. All right, there it is. Oh, perfect.
Oh, it's got aggroed by a rat.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm sorry. That was the perfect shot right there. Sorry, it took a while. So what I was trying to do is get the, you know how like when in camp in videography, cinematography, or photography, there's a concept called like lower thirds. Yeah, so I was trying to make sure that I was like following all the rules of photography to some degree at least. So this is another one of those crazy rats.
Yep.
That's ridiculous.
It's resisting everything too. I'm watching it spam resistance on a DOT that landed. That feels like a bug, huh?
Yeah.
Not resistant at that time.
As long as we don't get any ads, we'll be fine.
I'm gonna put a fire DOT next, but to eat all my mana.
The good news is that I can heal myself.
I put my mana into the hot on you. Get some mana recuperation here. Now I'll put the fire DOT on him. Hey, that landed.
Oh, somebody. I'll read that in a second. Oh, we got an ad. Nice.
Yep.
I love how we're.
Oop, I'm down.
Oh, okay. Let me see if I can heal you really quick. Okay, got it.
That's handy. You heal yourself?
Yep, I'm full healing myself. Oh, he's orange. Right. Let's run.
Okay.
Oh. Wow, that was nice.
That was denied. Caster said, "Nah, bro."
He said, "Not today, buddy." Yeah, he shut it down really quick. He's like, "Where do you think you're going?" Yoink. He got you first, and then he got me second. That was actually that was awesome. That was
demotivating.
That was good.
We were doing so good.
So Mark said, wondering if there is a market for a slower EQ-like and more social-like mmorpg, aka Pantheon. I hope there is. So Mark, think of it this way. And we talked about this earlier. EverQuest had like 20,000 subscribers. And the people that were playing it at that time were like me. I was 13 years old. There was 15-year-olds playing it, 18-year-olds playing it, 20-year-olds playing it, 30-year-olds playing it, 40-year-olds playing it. So I think a lot of people have this mentality of, oh yeah, the younger generation will never want to play a slower pace MMORPG. I mean, I was once part of the younger generation. Everyone was young, and then people get old, you know? And I was super into EverQuest when I was growing up, but I was also super into Unreal Tournament, or Quake, or like super twitchy games. So the game is either good or it's not. And I'm not just going to say the younger generation is dumb, because they're not. If it's a good game, they're going to recognize it's a good game, and they're going to play it, and they're going to appreciate the different experience, right? Because, I mean, people think this is hard and classic. Try playing EverQuest back in 1999 with with only 70% of your screen is visible, because the rest of it is covered by UI. We had the old CRT monitors where we had to turn the gamma up because you literally could see nothing. There was zero quality of life. We had to do 56K modems and dial up. So, I mean, it was harder than hard when it first came out. EverQuest is easy in comparison to the way it was when it was first released, right? We're playing the softcore version of EverQuest with our modern amenities and modern UI and all that stuff. So if a 13-year-old like myself can handle it, I guarantee you that a 13-year-old can play a game like Pantheon and appreciate it. But very good question, Mark. I think there's a market for good games. It's not necessarily slow, fast. It's either a good game or it's not. And there's always going to be a market for good games. And I'm going to say Monsters and Memories. I think it's going to surprise people because once that game releases, it's everyone that's talking about it is like, oh, it's for a very, very, very niche crowd. Well, I will put money on this that when Monsters and Memories releases as for their very, very, very niche crowd, all the people that are not part of that niche are going to want to get in on the niche because they're going to see this game and be like, hold up, what is this? Why is it so popular? Oh, wow, this is actually really fun, you know? And then there's going to be people that say it's like, oh, I don't like it. I have to do a corpse run. I have to, there's no exclamation point. There's no auto questing. There's no auto play. It's like, dude, kick rocks. Yeah, in that case, you know, I look forward to those people not playing the game because if you don't like a game, why would you play it? You know what I'm saying? So,
in that regard, though, think about the market that there is now. Like they have the term Souls-like for Dark Souls games, games that are meant to be hard, and there's an entire
there's a hardcore
humongous fan base for that type of stuff.
Think about what's trending right now. Hardcore, right? First it was like classic, and they were making all these remakes like classic WoW or classic this, right? And now the trendy thing is hardcore, solo self-found. Like, so clearly there's a market for, you know, something that's harder, more challenging. And some people might say this is slower paced, but it once you really get into it, you realize, well, there's nothing slow about this, except for maybe the leveling process. But that's also because people have been brainwashed to believe that the game doesn't start until you hit level 60. Like, end game is the real game. And that's probably one of the worst things that has ever happened to MMORPGs, is embedding the mentality that the game doesn't start till level 60. Those are the games that I run from. I'm like, well, if your game doesn't start until level 60 and I have to grind from 1 to 60, then that's not a game I want to play. I want to start having fun from level 1, you know? And that's why I'm only level 14 right now as a druid, because I took my darn time. I tried things I've never tried before, even though I've played the game for 25 years. I'm constantly finding new things. But here's the thing. I'm one person, to each his own. My opinions are my opinions, and I could be a unicorn, and 99% of the population might think differently than me. So I'm not speaking for everyone else, just myself.
It's just one of the things we're in the market where, you know, the older generation of us think this thing is niche because even in our time when it was super popular, it was still kind of niche, right?
Oh, it was,
so we have this concept in our heads of what we believe the game to be. And some of the newer generations it isn't discovered yet for them.
Yeah.
My nephews, for example, you know, they're in their early 20s, and they're loving EverQuest. They absolutely love it. And the more difficult games that I play and things like that, some of them are older and stuff like that, but they're loving that type of challenge.
Yeah.
You know, and like that's the thing is like that is a market. Like it's not niche. It's not as niche as we think it is.
Correct.
I am back by the bridge. I don't know if you want to keep with the skeletons or not, but it is. I'm ready to go whenever you are.
And I know I'm kind of beating a dead horse here. And the other thing about like a market, wondering if there's a market for a slower EQ, like a more social, like mmorpg, aka Pantheon. I hope there is. So I hope there is a market for it too, for the sake of the developers. But one of the things I like about Monsters and Memories is that they're gonna do it anyways, right? They're, regardless of if there's a market for it, they're making that game, and they've done it on their own dime. You know, I think they said like they've spent like 70,000 on it so far, of their own money, over the course of 3 years. The first year it was 2 people working on it. The next year it was like 7 or 8. And now on the 3rd year, they're up to like 20 people working on it, all completely self-funded. So Sean's made it very clear. He's like, one way or another, this game's going to get made. You know, whether it's for whether we're just making it for ourselves or for a group of people. People don't have to like it. They don't have to play it. We hope you like it, but you don't have to. No one's going to force you to play it. So I agree with Mark. I hope that there's a market for it. I'm almost positive there is. But until we finally make that good MMORPG, classically inspired EQ-like social game, we won't know. The fact of the matter is, we've never had a EQ-like, social-like MMORPG. We've had games that tried it, but we haven't had one example, not one example of a game that succeeded in doing that.
I agree. And that's one of the things that, I was a real big Brad fan because that's what he wanted. That's what he wanted EverQuest to be. And there's plenty of interviews out there where he talks about it, where the design of
Pantheon,
it was
he wanted Pantheon to be, sorry, or
no,
you said EverQuest. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead then.
There's plenty of interviews out there. I'm sure Google them, but he basically, I'm paraphrasing, of course. He basically wanted to create a game where it was forced social interaction, and that's why you have long meditating, mechanics and long respawn mechanics like that. Because he wanted moments where you're in the heat of the battle, you guys succeed in the fight, and now it's downtime to wait. And the downtime was meant for you to talk to each other and engage with each other, and talk about what you're doing next, and to strategize, and to, talk about crafting or the thing you looted or what you did that weekend. Like, that's literally what he put in the design of EverQuest. That's why there isn't anything else like that, because no other people out there making games these days for MMOs, that's not their focus. Their focus is, well, let's be honest, their focus these days is, microtransaction rotations and things like that. Like, they're not making games for the sake of the game anymore, or the sake of the player experience. They're making
for the money.
For the money.
Yeah. And which is okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, business is a business. I'm not
It's a
going to
business.
snub my nose at it.
Yeah, you got to make money
time,
somehow, right? But at the same time,
players, we also have to recognize, the difference, right?
I lost you.
I say, us as the players, we're the ones that are buying the games. We're the ones that are basically, telling the market what we like with our wallets, right?
Exactly.
And so, you're going to have a market where, people are going to pay for the microtransactions, stuff like that. I mean, and you can't even ignore it. Even if you hate those games, you can't ignore their success, because they exist, and they exist in droves.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Can you see my stream right now, Vante?
I can. You're looking at a really cool looking Hornet on the stream right now.
Let me ask you a question. Does this look like World of Warcraft to you?
Not even in the slightest.
That's what I thought. I rest
Dude,
my case.
You're really hung up on that tonight, man.
I know. It's just because, you know what I'm really sick of? And I recently went on to, I stopped going to the Pantheon page on YouTube, but I'm gonna start calling out the trolls, and if I have to, I'm gonna start putting their names on blast online. I'm not gonna start doing that until they come in onto my YouTube channel, but I'm going to I'm gonna wreck them hard, because here's the thing I don't like. I don't like people that are negative for the sake of being negative, and abusive and aggressive just for the sake of being abusive and aggressive. Aggression should be used to protect others in the event that somebody's in danger. But if you're using aggression to abuse people, to bully people, to spread hate, and in this case, misinformation, I mean, you're going to get your ass beat. Excuse my French.
Well, that's the thing is,
and that's
in
what's
many
been
ways,
happening with
it's going to be hard
Pantheon.
for them to... There's a lot of people out there that can't pull away. Well, we should be able to relate to this problem, okay? For many, many people, and I mean many, many people, WoW was the first MMO for them, right? And just like EverQuest was the first MMO for us, it was for me. And that's the thing is, every time you take that step into a new game, right, that is an MMO, that's your first comparison, right? We all have that same habit, so I understand the comparison to WoW. I don't I don't like it because it's clear to me that they're trying to do something different. But
Well,
someone who hasn't followed the project or or know who these people are, or maybe this is the first time they're ever hearing of Pantheon, or they caught one of your videos and they're listening to us rant or rave about it or whatever, and maybe they're interested, and maybe they've only ever played WoW.
right,
Like
right, right.
they're gonna have a point of view where they're gonna compare it and say, oh, this is similar to WoW because of this or that
And
or whatever.
and I agree with you,
Ah,
and you can finish your thought, but I just want to say one caveat to what you're saying. I agree with you, and if that's the type of person it is, then I agree with that person's viewpoint because they have a very unique like way of looking at things. I'm only talking about the trolls.
yeah, no, I get
That's
that.
the only people I'm talking about because there's a group of people that go on every single Pantheon video. Doesn't matter which
Yep.
one it is, and they will go on just to trash the game. That's all they're there for. They have no life. They have nothing
That's-
good to contribute to the conversation. And
They're the same people that are making the YouTube videos for the shock jock value stuff, right? Like it gets views, it gets clicks and that type of stuff. And,
yeah, like
that's,
Pantheon is a
there's market
scam.
for it.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
remember when they released the news about how Pantheon was going to do that, like they wanted to let people into the game, and they're like, well, let's do like a survival escape type thing. And all these dudes started making a video about how it's official. Pantheon is a scam. Like, I was like, you guys are such like clickbait whores, dude. Like, you have nothing better to do with your life than to make a video because you know it's going to get you clicks. You know it's going to get you subscribers. You want attention, and you want your irrelevant tiny YouTube channel to be relevant. And it worked. They got thousands of views. You know?
And they do it because it works,
Yeah, they're drama
And that's
queens.
the thing is like that's and the other play they're looking for is they want people who are going to defend the thing to respond to their videos and start a argument back and forth.
Because it gives them engagement. The more comments
Exactly.
they receive on their YouTube, why do you think every YouTuber ever always says, they'll like ask a question and then they'll be like, if you know the answer, leave a comment in the comment section. It's a strategy to get more people engaged so that they can boost the algorithm and their YouTube can show up in more places. Like on this channel, organically, people are just commenting. I never thought anyone would want to talk or even watch these videos, and I couldn't care less if they left today. I'm grateful for all the cool people I've met, but the intention was never to grow this YouTube channel from I want to make money or I want to have a YouTube channel with thousands of people. I'm like, I don't want thousands of people, to be honest, because the bigger it gets, the more people come on here that have ill intentions. You know what I'm saying? I feel like
that was the stuff we had talked before, not on stream, but we had talked about before, where like that's one of the things I respect about what you're trying to do with with your content and your channel and things like that. And I expressed to you that's why I don't think I'll ever be able to do it, because I really hate having to deal with people like that. I don't want to.
I don't like confrontation. Exactly.
Yeah, like I don't want to have a forced confrontation because that's what you're trying to do to get clicks or views or whatever.
Yep.
I want to be able to have my opinion and respect that you have your opinion. Even if I don't like your opinion, I would respect that you have it. I may not agree with it. I'll happily argue the point, but I'm not going to get, in this huge debate with you about it and argue about it back and forth, especially something silly as
a video
topic
game.
of video games.
Yeah, we're talking about a video game, my guy. Like that's the part that we all need to kind of like take a sip of coffee and like, wait a minute, we're talking about a video game. It's like, dude, you're 36 years old. You've got 3 kids. Chill. And I'm talking to myself. I'm 36 years old. I have 3 kids. Like, I always, whenever I have these conversations, I always put myself in that position first. Like, what do you call it? Like self-reflection, So anything I say 99% of the time, it's because first I'm thinking about like self-reflecting. How would it sound if I was saying some of this stuff? And if it sounds childish and Weasley, then I recognize that, wow, I need to make sure I don't become like that, But to your point about engagement and forced engagement, I don't plan on responding. Like, for example, if trolls start showing up, I've said this multiple times and I'll say it one last final time, I will just delete the comment and I'll ban the person from the YouTube channel and move on. And guess what? they just wasted their fingers on writing a message that no one will ever see. That's and that's what I wish Pantheon would do. I wish Pantheon would just delete, because there's people that have been coming for years and it's the same username, and they're the first ones to comment 10 years bro, or some other comment like the WoW one. So anyways, that's enough about that. I apologize for, we have a lot of conversations on stream, and whenever I touch on this subject I do get a little bit emotional, so I do apologize.
Passion is passion in all its forms.
Yeah. And my passion really is, even though I was talking about something negative just now, the passion is for positivity. I'm a big advocate for positivity, and sometimes the only way to fight negativity, the best way to fight negativity is with positivity, right? Light always conquers darkness. However, sometimes it takes a little bit of what seems to be negativity to defeat that negativity. So you got to stand firm, you got to hold your ground, and you can't back down from some of these people, because the second you get, I think
it's your passion for that, and the passion for the game and your love for the game itself is what's driving you to react this way towards the comments and the trolls and things like that. It's because you are passionate about it, and you are passionate about the positivity. And I don't know what your story is. We've only known each other a couple of months, but that's the thing is, I know just from listening to you is you have a lot of great stories and positive memories inside EverQuest, and it's an affront to you and an insult to you to have someone sit there and belittle it, and I completely understand.
Well, here's the thing. Yes, but I just want to be very clear on something. I'm not passionate about Pantheon, and here's why. I think it's a great project. What it is for me more than anything, because they've got a lot of work to go. I don't shy away from saying there's some really bad jankiness that they gotta fix, and that's okay. They're gonna fix it, and it's gonna take them years. This is not gonna release in the next year or two. And VR might not like that I have that opinion, but that's my opinion, and I'm entitled to it, right? Here's why: because there's a lot of missing assets. There's a lot of jankiness and bugs. We don't have guilds yet. There's a lot of stuff, right? I can go through a list. That is called constructive feedback. I can identify the problem, suggest a solution, and then point out what they've done well so far, right? That's good, positive, constructive criticism, right? As far as passion, to be honest, I used to be passionate about Pantheon probably over the first 6 to 7 years, but then I kind of just started being a casual person, and I don't really. But like I said, what I am passionate about is the second thing you said, is about positivity, and if you're gonna say something negative, make sure that you're doing it in a constructive way. That's all I'm saying. I'm passionate against people bullying just to bully. I don't like bullies. I have 3 kids. I've taught them not to bully or talk down to people or disrespect people. I've also taught them to defend themselves and others against bullies. Physically if necessary, because we talked about manliness earlier. There's good manliness, and then there's the toxic stuff, and not the toxic masculinity BS that the new age feminists talk about. I'm talking about real toxic masculinity, where people are act like alpha males and walk over everyone else in the process. That's toxic masculinity. But just being a strong, independent man who stands up for other people is not toxic masculinity. That's just some new age bullcrap that's being pushed down our throats. But I'm not going to get into politics or the brainwashing of today's age, because this is not the place for that. But yeah, you nailed it. You nailed it on the head. I am passionate. I just wanted to caveat what you were saying with, I couldn't care less, to be honest, if this game releases or not. But I am defending Pantheon in the sense that don't just come on board and, think about how hard these people work on this. think about the hours they've spent. Imagine somebody coming to you, Vante, and saying, hey, you didn't hit quota last month, or I looked over your Excel spreadsheets and they're complete garbage. You suck at your job. You're a pathetic father and you just suck at life. Like, that's pretty much what they're doing. That's how they're speaking to these people that have families. They have responsibilities outside of building this game. They're doing their darndest. And just to be insulted over and over and over again, that's why I get angry. Because I picture them as just regular people like myself. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. And I would love a second chance if I made a mistake. Right? So that's what I'm passionate about. You know, it's really just, it's just wrong. Sorry. That's why I get kind of emotional, passionate about it. It has nothing to do with this video game. Like, this video game can fail tomorrow and be like, well, you know, they come and
we
they
get
come
to
and they
move on
go.
to the next thing. But I mean, that's the thing. Is like, you're right. Like, you know, at the end of the day, what you have to be passionate about, you know, I still think, you know, it's about the experiences and the potential of what this game can be. And like, you know, we were, I think it's the first stream I did with you. I was talking about how I have my complaints about the game. I don't think this thing's perfect at all by any means. I will definitely say I wasn't thrilled at first. And
Yeah, me neither.
I know these
I was not
guys take
impressed.
feedback. Like, these guys take feedback seriously. They would not have had 3 iterations of the game by now if they didn't take feedback seriously. They just
Exactly.
push out some piece of garbage and probably would have been released years ago, and we'd have another Starfield in our hands where the hype doesn't live up to the actual game and things like that. And I'm over that type of stuff, man. I get that a dime a dozen. If you're a Steam user and you get bought any early access game in the last 15 years, what this experience is like. It's terrible to invest your time into a game that either doesn't never releases, that's not even half the game it was supposed to be,
Or you invested money into a project you believed in and you get burned. So that's one of the
exactly.
reasons some of these, that I can understand. There's definitely people that are legitimately, I mean, I'm speculating here, but probably spent $1,000 pledging to this game back when Brad McQuaid was around,
Yeah.
and 5 years later they are given this and they feel like they've been shafted, if that's the right term.
I'm in that seat. So like the second iteration they did when they were doing the releases, I was watching streams. I was watching Co Carnage, in fact, and
yeah, I know
I remember.
Co Carnage was burned by that too, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Like, that's the thing. That's why I was addressing him, is because I remember watching him, and he and I were making the same face of disgust, just like like, this is not the same game. This is
not what I pledged
what
for.
you. Yeah, this is not what I pledged for. But Chris took that feedback, and maybe it was maybe it was several people, tons of streamers, I don't know, but he took the feedback, and now this iteration is not the same thing we saw last year.
Yeah.
And so they take feedback seriously, and that, I don't care if they screw up 10 more times in a row. As long as they're taking feedback and they're making changes to try and correct it, they're bound to get something right eventually. It may not be for me, it may be for somebody else, whatever, but that's the thing, is like, I know they take feedback seriously, and that's one of the things talking about getting back to the topic you were talking about with the trolls and stuff like that. That's where it does bother me too. Is like, I know they're reading it, I know they're taking it seriously, and it's got a sting every time you hear it,
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's a certain desensitizing, at this point with it, but at the same time, like, yeah, it still gotta suck to hear it,
Yeah. No, I agree, and I think that you nailed it right there. That was a really good period at the end of the sentence, you know what I mean, of the conversation we were having, because I don't want to beat a dead horse either, and you summarized it really well. As long as they keep trying, we'll still be around saying, all right, well, just thank you for taking our feedback. Keep doing that and you guys will be all right.
Switching over to Monsters and Memories, I think one of the largest heated debates I ever got into that was involving feedback and stuff was one of the discussions we had that Sean was hosting and I was noticing a pattern every time they would talk about it in the chat. It's him engaging with the chat, but it was mostly the chat that I was kind of like freaking out when I was reading it, and it's just because I kept noticing the same pattern. And it was, this fear of quality of life improvements would dictate, the game's ability to play on a certain difficulty level,
Mm-hmm.
right? And we mentioned it many times with the difficulty of EverQuest and how it was originally, and that's what people want, and yada yada yada. And and I agree with that. I'm not arguing against that. But one of the things that drove me kind of crazy was like any kind of concept that was anywhere tied to the quality of life feature, right? Um, they just deemed it like, no, that's no, that we're never going to add that. Or we should never add that to this game because
Right.
that's going to ruin the experience and da 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 da. And I'm just like, I I don't agree with that. Like, don't get me
Mm-hmm.
wrong, there's been several improvements done in EverQuest and other games like that where it was labeled under quality of life, and it did break the game or change a mechanic or wasn't thought out well or whatever and da 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 da. Personally, I don't think Sean Lord and his team are the type of people to just lack foresight to not see that type of thing coming. But that being said, it's like that what scared me was the mentality of it. Of just like, no, you could never do that type of thing because it just ruins the game. And I remember getting in arguments with the original Tech P guys that were hosting Tech P,
Mm-hmm.
and they were making changes to quests and items and things like that to kind of flesh out their server emulator and things like that. And those were things that were broken in live, and it was never fixed, and they wanted to fix them, and blah 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 blah. And I was arguing the point is like, hey, you're already choosing to change the game from its original state for the sake of fixing it, and you're kind of losing your heads over the concept of having bigger bank boxes. Like,
Yeah.
it's like you guys are already like, you can't sit there and say, we want it historically accurate or we want this experience to be perfectly accurate. It's like, but you've already changed it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know. It's hypocritism to a point that people are kind of blind to it, I guess, because it's either their project or maybe they're not seeing the smaller nuances, or maybe it's just me, I'm the weirdo. I don't know.
No,
But
I
I keep
think
seeing things like that.
I think it's just definitely you being the weirdo. No, I'm just kidding.
100%. That's usually the case, man.
It's the same case for me. I realize it's usually just me being the weirdo. No, it's when people are too stubborn, and are not willing to take, like, it's twofold for me. Like, I want Sean to just make his game, and he should absolutely hear what people say, and sometimes be like, I hear where you're coming from, but no, we're not gonna do that in our game. I know I have a specific vision on what I'm doing. And there's other things where he should be like, huh, okay. I was not intending to make my game with any of that, but there's something you said out of your suggestions that I will consider, and we'll weigh it against how it will affect the rest of the gameplay. You know what I mean? And I've heard him be on both sides of the fence. He's said stuff that pretty much implies that doesn't matter what you say, you're not going to change my mind. And he's also been the guy that says, okay, to your point, let's get on a stream and let's brainstorm ideas. And wow, I didn't consider that. Or, oh, that's a great idea. Let's definitely do that. That's what I like about Sean. It's like
Yeah.
he's passionate about making the game that he wants to make. But he's going to stay firm on certain things, and he's not going to budge. And certain things he's going to consider. And yeah. Oh crap! I didn't know this, but I have this insight, which is supposed to be like pulling aggro, but apparently it has a range on it. There's a 15-meter range, so it's almost like shooting an arrow to pull a mob.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I didn't know that. But now I need to run for my life.
I know you're back at the hunting. When we're having this long conversation, I've just been rather randomly gathering stuff.
Oh yeah, no, I've been kind of running around and aimlessly running around and talking as well. So, but I'm ready when you are. So I mean, you know, we talked all this stuff about, you know, people's opinions and everything, and I gotta say, you know, I paid the $50 for this access, and I'm sold on upgrading it to the 250 pledge. You know, I think this is definitely worth my time. You know, the only reason I might not do it is because you know, it gives you 2-week access per season instead of 1 week. And there's no guarantee I'm gonna have time to play 2 straight weeks. Like,
Yeah.
you know. And again, the only reason I would pay that much is because, you know, why not? Throw them some money, because it takes a lot of money to make the game. They're self-funded, relying on pledges and stuff like that, and all that jazz. So why not? It's twofold. A, I get a kicker. I get to play for 2 weeks every season, and they get a little kickback to help them keep building it. So we'll see what happens by Friday. I'll be making my decision by Friday.
Cool. I'm trying to not swipe my card, even though I really, really want to.
Well, in that case, we won't talk about it because I don't want to have anything to do with your and I should say that to the stream. This is not financial advice. I am not an accountant or a CPA. Please do not use this as you know how they make those disclaimers?
Yeah.
Yeah, all opinions are my own. Your mileage may vary.
Yeah, right.
And I actually tell people all the time, I'm like, don't spend money on an early development game. Unless, like, you really want to be a part of developing it and testing it and bug reporting and fixing it. Like, sometimes
don't go into the mindset that you're going to play it, because that's not going to be a thing.
That is not a good mindset to have at all, because you're going to be so disappointed, you know? Like, the thing is, the weird thing is, I'm just not disappointed. I'm having too much fun. I feel like there's a lot of game already here. But who knows? By level 20, it might slow down extremely. There might not be any content left over. I don't know. I have no idea.
I was talking to my nephews about it earlier today, because they were complaining because I've spent all my time on it since I've had access to it, and they're not wrong. I have literally dropped everything that we were working on, from the Helldiver 2 videos to the playing Quarm. I was watching a TV series with my wife. Like, everybody complained the same thing, that I pretty much dropped everything else to play this, and but they get it. Like, I only have a week access, so they get it. But their concern was, it's like, you know, if you swipe your card, you know, for the 2-week access, then it's gonna be even harder the next 2 weeks to be able to spend time with you and that type of stuff. And that's what's getting me. And I don't want to take away from them either. And you know, I even started entertaining the idea. I was like, I could take that money for the upgrade for the 2 weeks and then just buy them a copy, and then they can play with me for when it comes to time to play for that next week in May. But I don't know. This product of what they have right now, if this is a typical title, pay $40 in subscription, I'd say it's worth it. As of right now, I would even say it's worth it.
Yeah.
You may not get a lot of time out of it, that's for sure. But would I buy it and play it for a couple of months? Absolutely, absolutely. On that price point, I would. Would I recommend it to anybody else who's curious and it's not invested into the project already? No, absolutely not.
So I just looked, and apparently I've been playing level 5, and I have 2 spells that I didn't buy. So Edict of Celestial Might is 1, and I just bought it. And this will build into the point that you just said. So Edict of Celestial Might is a sacred word of power that pulls a target within 20 meters of your location. So I guess that's like a pulling effect. And then the second one is Light Guard. Imbuing your weapon with celestial light for 3 seconds, parrying the next source of physical damage. So I'm not sure what that does. One of them seems to be a pulling, and one is like a little buff for your weapon.
Okay.
So, but to your point, when I'm looking at these scrolls, I see the highest level is level 15 right now. Now there's probably much higher scrolls. Maybe it's just at a different vendor, you know. But if you're putting money into something like this, you gotta realize that you can't just rush through the content, you know, because you're gonna run out of content. They're still making this game, you know. As long as you go into this with that mentality of there's gonna be wiping, right? There's gonna be a lot of bugs and things are gonna break. Join the party. It's a lot of fun, but I don't think I'm ready for that either, you know. I think what I'm doing right now is already overkill. I've been streaming every single day since I've gotten access, and I wasn't planning on doing that. I was gonna play maybe once or twice, but I figured, well, it hooked me in, so I might as well do like a 5-day series on it while I have this playtest, you know.
Well, and that's the testament that I do make in the not really a counter argument, but when I was talking to my nephews, but it's like guys, this really hooked me. And, and that's the thing.
That's very
is like
rare.
That's very rare for me, and they know that, and so that's that's why they were asking me all these questions and things like that, and they've been watching your streams actually.
Oh gosh.
My oldest one was watching. He's watched every second that I've been with you on these streams with it. And,
How old is he?
He is 23.
Okay, thank God. I was just gonna say, like, well, the good thing about my streams is I don't cuss even off stream. Me personally, I don't know, like I stopped cussing 5 years ago, so I was just making sure if it's kids. Sometimes when Monk is on, he talks like a pirate. So, and Cogs, look at Cogs in the chat. Cogs says out of character. He dropped the F-bomb and the F-bomb and said wrong chat. Anyways, Dodger said for entertainment purposes only, not for sound financial investment. Thank you. Dodger always chimes in when I'm forgetting my words. And then Skullcat, it says Paladin in address. So I actually just got immediately like terrified when I saw that comment. So I ported myself back to the Paladin guild, and I'm desperately looking for a tunic. So if you know where I can buy a tunic, Vante, I'd appreciate it. I have 18 silver to spend. I'll do anything to get out of this dress. Cause
ironically, let me take a look at what I need to get done for this other jerkin I'm trying to make.
Okay, please, because I just got very self-conscious. I'm sweating, and you know.
Way to go, Skullcat. You see what you did to him?
I get very self-conscious.
Okay, basic tunic, and then I need, of course, I need cloth cord. I need jute, man. That's killing me. I need jute for everything.
Yo, it's actually, I feel like I'm one of the knights of the round table, like King Arthur, but I'm dressed in this like cloak as to basically like conceal my identity. But low key, I'm one of the knights of the round table. And for me, it's gonna be a hard stop at 2 in the morning. I know you're an hour behind me.
Oh no, yeah, you're fine, man. 10 minutes ago, it's all good, bud.
Yep. So I'm going to. That's gonna be my final quest. My final quest for the night is gonna be finding a tunic. It's unfortunate. I thought I had like 60 silver, and apparently after I bought those spells, I am down to 18. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That's very classic. Yeah. That's very classic EverQuest right there.
100%. Yep. That is how that goes. Let's see.
Dodger said you're very pretty. Thank you. Thank you, darling. I appreciate the kind words.
Make cord. How the hell do I make cord? Well, let's hope 3 thread is enough. That's all I got.
And if you need any regions or material or whatever, let me know. I'll
Right now, man, it's the jute. It's all about the jute right now.
So what is this jute that you keep saying? Because
So jute is a hemp-based plant.
Oh, like what you make for bags?
Yeah, well, you use it to make thread. Okay, that makes cloth. That's not what I need. I need cord. That's cord. I need a cloth bolt. Okay, I think I got this. Hold on.
Oops.
I can make one cloth. All right, I made one cloth bolt.
Dodger said, however, it does make your butt look big. I knew it.
Okay. Yep. There we go. Perfect. I was just to make one cloth cord, so I can make the tunic, or I can make the backpack.
Well, if you're planning on making a backpack, just do what you wanted to make for yourself. I don't want to take away from what you were doing.
I have made on my backpack. I'm gonna make the tunic. There we go. Just make the tunic. All right. I have a 5 armor tunic. All right, well, that's that.
Well, you're about to be 18 silver richer.
It is not a big deal at all, man. Not at all. All right.
Some of these mobs look really nice. Like, I'm not sure about the toad. Well, yeah, the toads look like they need some work. But those hornets were really good looking.
Yeah, some of the mobs are really well polished, and then some of them still need some work.
Well, the thing is, now they stopped using all those Unity assets. So now they're finally designing their own stuff. We talked about it yesterday, but they basically were using all those Unity assets, and I'm sure they're still using some. But they were using all those Unity assets, and then it's like, how are you going to optimize your game if you have a mismatch of random Unity assets, and then you have to tell your designers, which, people switch roles. Every new designer, you got to train them on how to make this specific art style. This is a lot easier to replicate.
Yep, 100%.
Man, I promised I wouldn't be so corny on this stream, and I would just enjoy the game and not talk about how much I like it or hate it. But I feel like this whole stream has just been a train wreck of opinions.
Right, you in the dress, stop where you are.
No, more B-roll footage. No, I'm just kidding. Must get B-roll.
Alright, so I have no idea how this looks, so let's give it a go.
Okay. Hold on, this is burlap tunic. You can have all my silver.
Dude, that's way too much for that.
Okay, fine. Hold on. How do I change it?
2 silver at most.
There you go. 10 silver. Come on,
That's
man.
what I just said too.
Trying to motivate you to make more
Go
stuff.
ahead. Yeah, go get more June. Yeah.
Dodger, have a great night. Dodger said bye, so have fun. See you, brother. Have a great night, Dodger. Always a pleasure having you here. All right, let's see what the new tunic looks like. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh snap! Look at that. Oh yeah.
I still have the bug on my screen. You look naked.
Oh man.
I'll look at your stream and see.
Hold on.
Oh yeah. Hey, that looks good.
Yeah, that looks good. I like it.
All right, I did pretty good.
I didn't even check the stats yet.
It's 5 armor on it.
Oh, 5 armor. That's nice. That looks really good. And this is all self-crafted?
Yep. That's all me.
That's perfect. I love it.
Yeah, that wasn't too hard. The leather was like the hardest part, but that really wasn't that difficult. I actually have tons of leather. I just don't have the damn thread. I gotta get that jute, man. And that's the thing. Like every other mom was looking for that jute. Like it's like probably the most farmed resource out here.
Oh, this is a perfect place for me to call it a night.
Yep.
I really appreciate you hanging out with me. I appreciate all the fun conversations.
Oh yeah, man.
And just, you know, grouping with you is a pleasure too, because, you know what you're doing. I'm still learning, but I think we made some good progress today.
I pulled another one.
That's awesome. All right, and then everyone else that was in the chat, I appreciate all of you. I'll see you later, Dodger. Skullcat, always a pleasure. Who else was on there? Mark, great having you on board. Monk Beans, great having you on board. Ronnie Anderson. And Vante, of course, you. Zabutify. Is it Bootify? All
It's
these.
gotta be Bootify. Bootify just sounds better.
Bootify. Yeah. That's awesome. All right.
Good night, YouTube, and good night, Draekos. See you tomorrow, brother.
Good night, Vante. See you tomorrow. Take care.